In the coming years, flying from London to New York in less than 1 hour will become a reality. The Quarter Horse project from Hermes is designed to make hypersonic transoceanic trips a daily routine. In today's video, we'll be looking at how the development of the new aircraft is going, the speeds it will develop, and what military budgets have to do with it all. Founded in 2018, aircraft development company Hermes, headquarters in Doraville, Georgia, is working on the development of a hypersonic aircraft for defense and commercial purposes. Their unmanned test aircraft was named Quarter Horse. Its first project, the Quarter Horse, a large-scale autonomous aircraft, is expected to complete its maiden flight in 2023. The company won itself $60 million to develop 3 hypersonic technology demonstrators and has plans for bigger and better aircraft. If successful, Hermes will finally be able to take the crown of world's fastest aircraft away from the SR-71 Blackbird. The current record for the fastest jet flight is 2193 miles per hour. The Quarter Horse test rig is 40 feet long, longer than the previous X-43 and X-51 hypersonic prototypes. The wingspan of the hypersonic drone will be 10 feet. It will land and take off on conventional runways. The prototype was designed for hypersonic flight with a maximum speed of Mach 5.5, or 4219 miles per hour. Its range is expected to exceed 4596 miles. The Quarter Horse is powered by a turbocharged combined cycle engine, TBCC, that the company is developing based on the GE J85 for takeoff and landing. During flight, it feeds air into the ramjet engine, boosting power to the levels needed to achieve such crazy speeds. Hermes has announced $100 million in funding that it says will help complete the development of the first prototype aircraft, with first flight scheduled for 2023. During these 3 years, the startup must build and test 3 of its prototypes, as well as conduct flight tests for the multiple hypersonic propulsion system. In 2025, testing of the cargo version is planned. Testing and development of the Quarter Horse and Dark Horse are part of the company's plan to further develop a hypersonic commercial passenger aircraft. If all goes well, after a successful test of the cargo-type model, work will begin on the passenger version, which is scheduled to be tested in 2029. A Mach 5, over 3,000 miles per hour, 20-seat passenger plane called the Halcyon is expected to be able to fly from New York to London in less than an hour. The company unveiled its first non-flying Quarter Horse prototype at an event in 2021, where Hermes tested the aircraft's engine. Hermes said last year that it intended to start flight testing the Quarter Horse in late 2022, but in a recent press release it said it now plans to fly in 2023. Another goal within the project is to build and test the hypersonic engine. Hermes has a 110,000 square foot factory in Atlanta and has completed over 100 engine tests to date. At the heart of the effort is Hermes' development of turbine-based combined cycle engine technology. Combined cycle engines operate like conventional turbine engines that power jet fighters and passenger aircraft, but at slower speeds. At high speed, the engine works like a ramjet, pushing more air through the engine chamber to create much more thrust. A traditional turbine engine cannot generate enough thrust to make an aircraft go hypersonic, whereas a ramjet engine cannot operate at lower speeds. In the past, this has led to hypersonic aircraft concepts that use 2 different engines, an inefficient and wasteful approach. The combined cycle engine, meanwhile, can perform both roles, providing thrust as long as the aircraft is in the air. To test their Chimera engine, Hermes needed to simulate high-speed pressure while flying at Mach 4. So the company packaged their engine and shipped it to the Notre Dame Turbo Machinery Lab, a high Mach test facility. In this laboratory, conditions were created that provided heated air to simulate high temperatures and Mach pressure. Here, Hermes demonstrated the Chimera's ability to switch between engines by channeling supersonic air around a turbojet into the ramjet. The hypersonic engine for the Quarter Horse is working to combine similar initiatives to the usher in the era of hypersonic flight. The Chimera is a turbocharged combined cycle (TBCC) engine, which effectively means that it's a hybrid between a turbojet and a ramjet engine. The ability to switch between these 2 modes allows Hermes' first aircraft, the Quarter Horse, to take off from a conventional runway and then accelerate to high Mach speeds. At low speeds, the Chimera operates in a turbojet mode, like any jet aircraft. But as the temperature and speed of the incoming air increase, turbojets reach their performance limit. This happens at about Mach 2. The Chimera has a pre-cooler that reduces the temperature of the air entering the turbojet. This allows Hermeus to squeeze a little more performance out of the turbojet before switching to a ramjet. At around Mach 3, the Chimera begins to bypass the incoming air around the turbojet, and the ramjet takes full control. A ramjet is a simple engine system that rams high-pressure incoming air to create compression. The fuel is mixed with this compressed air and ignited for thrust. Ramjets are optimal between Mach 3 and Mach 5. Most hypersonic platforms are powered by a rocket engine, but this approach makes reuse much more difficult and inherently more dangerous for passenger flights. By creating a full-range hypersonic engine that does not require a rocket to accelerate, Hermeus is laying the foundation for operational hypersonic flights, i.e. an aircraft that can be quickly reused. An additional advantage of this engine design is that it adapts to existing transport infrastructure. Hermeus aircraft are designed for operation at traditional airports. This is important not only for hypersonic testing, but rather critical given Hermeus's goal to radically speed up passenger travel with hypersonic flights. Another important factor in the creation of Chimera is additive manufacturing. About 15% of the engine is 3D printed, which has enabled rapid development. Velo 3D Inc. announced that Hermeus has acquired the original Sapphire and the large format Sapphire XC, intended for mass production. The printers, both of which will be calibrated for the Inconel 718, will be used to make parts for the Hermeus Chimera engine and quarter-horse aircraft. Velo 3D metal printers allow one to create complex, mission-critical parts that were previously impossible to manufacture. The company has previously been a strategic partner in projects with SpaceX, Honeywell, Honda, Chromalloy, and Lam Research, among others. The price and the speed with which the Hermeus team has reached this milestone is remarkable. Hermeus designed, built, and tested the Chimera in 21 months at a cost of $18 million. The quarter horse is a sprinter, practically the smallest possible airframe for flight testing the Chimera engine in all operating modes and Mach numbers. The Dark Horse will be capable of sustained hypersonic flight and be able to carry cargo or payloads. The USAF wants Hermeus to provide payload integration for upcoming flight tests with the quarter horse. Collaboration with the military allows the young company to expand the horizons for cooperation and fundraising. According to the Congressional Research Service, the Pentagon's investment in hypersonic research is increasing significantly, from a $3.8 billion budget request in FY 2022 to $4.7 billion in FY 2023. It also became known that the aerospace and defense giant's corporate venture capital group, RTX Ventures, has made an undisclosed investment in Hermeus to support the construction of the quarter horse. Well, that's all for today. Will Hermeus have time to develop prototypes and test them before the end of 2023? And will we have the first passenger hypersonic flight before this decade ends? And should funds from the Ministry of Defense be used for such projects? Share your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more content like today's. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.